and welcome back to the Enterprise Joy podcast, Enterprise Strategies for Leaders in Under 5 Minutes. I'm Vishal, the mover and shaker of making data-driven leaders uncomfortable, because today we explore gut instincts, that thing we are taught to distrust over the most sophisticated analytical models. But the science on this is fascinating, and given our theme for the week is making decisions without perfect data, what choice do we have anyway? And no, I'm not talking about trusting your vibes or manifesting a market strategy. I'm talking about trained intuition, bounded experience, and pattern recognition, which you have refined over time. Psychologist Gerd Gigerenzer from the Max Planck Institute has spent over 2 decades studying decision making under uncertainty. He's found that in environments where data is noisy, incomplete, or ever changing, simple heuristics can often beat full-blown statistical models. His famous one is take the best heuristic, where people make a choice based on the first clue that clearly separates one option from the others. It sounds basic, but in scenarios like emergency medicine, stock trading, or battlefield, it works surprisingly well. Gigerenzer calls this ecological rationality, or making smart decisions that fit the real-world context. Another research by Klein, who studied how experts in high-stakes jobs like firefighters or ER doctors make decisions. And he found that they rarely weigh options like a consultant with a whiteboard. Instead, they follow what he calls the recognition-primed decision model, or have I seen something like this before? What did I do then? Did it work model? Essentially, just rapid mental simulation backed by lived experience. And in critical scenarios, this intuition often leads to faster and more accurate decisions because the environment is too volatile anyway. These are examples of practiced instincts honed through feedback, reflection, and time in the field. But please note that in stable systems like credit scoring, demand forecasting, logistics planning, analytical models win. They process far more variables than any human can, and they are free from biases, few of which we discussed in episode 33. But in unpredictable situations like new product bets, geopolitical risk decisions, or cultural shifts, there probably is no past data to lean on. And that's where expert intuition beats analytics. So when should you trust your intuition? Here's a simple test. Ask yourself these 3 questions. First, have I seen a similar kind of situation before? Second, am I under time pressure and delay will cause damage? And third, will data analysis slow down the decision I need to make right now? If your answer is a yes to all 3, your intuition is probably more resourceful at this moment. But the fine print is that your intuition is only as good as the feedback loops you have built over time. Klein's research shows that intuition without reflection leads to overconfidence, and that definitely is not a winning strategy. So here's your 2-minute experiment for today. Think of a decision you have been delaying, maybe because the data feels incomplete. Pause and ask yourself, what would my best judgment tell me if I had to decide right now? And note it down. And then, just as a test, compare your answer to what your dashboard or analytical model says. If they align, great. If they don't, figure out why. Because that gap will reveal either your blind spot or a bold insight. And either way, you would have moved from passive delay to active learning. The smartest organizations are data informed and experience refined. So continue building your models and sharpening your judgments. And whatever you learn, write to me on podcast@enterprisejoy.com. Tomorrow we'll dive deeper into creating systems that train and validate intuition. Until then, I'm Vishal, and you have been listening to the Enterprise Joy podcast, Enterprise Strategies for Leaders in Under 5 Minutes. If your intuition told you this episode was useful, then I'll see you tomorrow.